Stop lying and tell the truth right now!
Please, I'm telling the truth.
The ink on the divorce papers looked like dried blood under the harsh kitchen lights. Clara gripped the edge of the marble island, her knuckles white, her breath hitching as a sharp cramp bloomed in her abdomen. Mark stood across from her, his tailored suit unwrinkled, his expression as cold as the champagne he'd poured for himself. Welcome, story lovers. Stay blessed. Before we jump into this exciting story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories. Sign it, Clara, Mark commanded, sliding the silver pen toward her. I've already moved my things to the penthouse. Tiffany is waiting, and unlike you, she doesn't use a pregnancy to anchor me to a life I never wanted. Clara's voice was a ghost of a whisper. Mark, the doctor said I need bed rest. Stress could please, just wait until the baby is born. We were a family. We were a business arrangement that outlived its utility, he snapped, checking his gold watch. He looked at her bulging stomach with a flicker of disdain, as if the life growing there was merely a budget deficit. You were the quiet librarian's daughter. I'm married to look grounded now. You're just baggage. Clara reached out, her fingers trembling as she touched his sleeve. I loved you. I still do. Don't throw us away for a girl who only knows your bank balance. Mark laughed, a jagged sound that cut through the silence. My bank balance is exactly why she's here, and why you're leaving. Suddenly, the heavy oak front doors groaned open. The laughter died in Mark's throat as a towering figure stepped into the foyer. It wasn't the delivery driver or the lawyer Mark expected. It was a man in a charcoal overcoat, his presence so heavy it seemed to suck the oxygen from the room. Two men in dark suits followed, flanking him like silent gargoyles. Mark straightened his tie, his predatory confidence flickering for a heartbeat. Who the hell are you? Mark demanded, stepping toward the intruders. This is private property. Get out before I call security. The older man didn't look at Mark. His eyes were locked on Clara, who had frozen with the pen still hovering over the papers. You look pale, little bird, the man said, his voice a low melodic rumble that vibrated with suppressed fury. Clara's lips parted, a sob catching in her throat. Father, what are you doing here? You said you'd never come to this city. Mark's head whipped toward Clara, then back to the stranger. Father, this is the librarian from the suburbs, the one who lives on a pension. He turned to the man, a sneer returning to his face. Listen, old man, your daughter is being evicted. If you're here for a handout, you're too late. She's signed away the right to my estate. The stranger finally looked at Mark. It was the look a lion gives a stray cat. I didn't come for your money, Mr. Sterling. I came to see what you did with mine. Your money. Mark's voice cracked with a nervous, high-pitched laugh. I built Sterling Holdings from the ground up. You're delusional. Clara, take your father and leave before I have him dragged out. The older man, Arthur Vance, didn't move. He gestured subtly to one of the men behind him, who opened a leather briefcase and pulled out a single, crimson-sealed folder. You believe you built an empire, Mark, but every venture capital infusion you received over the last 3 years? The secret angel investor who saved you from bankruptcy twice, that was me. Mark's face drained of color. That's impossible. That was the Vancorp Group. They're based in London. There he stopped, his eyes widening as the name clicked. Vance, Vancorp. I wanted Clara to marry for love, not for the weight of my name, Arthur said, walking slowly toward the island. He picked up the divorce papers, his eyes scanning the cruel terms Mark had set. I stayed away because she begged me to let her live a normal life. She wanted to believe in the man you pretended to be. Clara stood taller, the tremor in her hands subsiding as the power in the room shifted. She looked at the man she had feared just moments ago and saw a small, panicked boy. You didn't just marry a librarian's daughter, Mark, Clara said, her voice gaining a sharp, cold edge. You married the heir to the very hand that feeds you. The phone in Mark's pocket began to vibrate violently. Mark pulled the phone from his pocket, his thumb shaking as he swiped the screen. Hello, yes, this is Mark. His face turned a sickly shade of gray as he listened. What do you mean? Frozen? All of them? You can't just revoke a line of credit without. He looked up, the phone slipping from his hand and clattering onto the marble. The Vancorp Group just pulled every cent of funding from your current acquisition, Arthur said, leaning over the island. By tomorrow morning, Sterling Holdings will be a hollow shell. You'll be lucky if you keep your car, let alone your penthouse. Mark lunged toward Clara, his eyes wild. Clara, honey, wait. I didn't know we're having a baby. We can fix this. I was just stressed. I didn't mean any of it. Clara stepped back, placing a protective hand on her stomach. She picked up the silver pen, but she didn't sign the papers he had drafted. Instead, she tore them slowly down the middle, then across until the fragments fluttered onto the floor like confetti. You were right about one thing, Mark, Clara said, her voice echoing with a newfound, icy clarity. Cruelty is loud, but self-respect is quiet. I'm not signing your papers because my lawyers will be sending you new ones. You wanted a divorce based on utility? Fine. You are no longer useful to this family. She turned to her father, offering a small, resolute smile. Let's go home, Dad. I have a legacy to raise.